Hello. This video will be about how I grew mentally and spiritually during COVID. When I got COVID initially, and I was officially diagnosed March 21st, 2021, I felt very unlucky. Why me? I also had the swine flu. And going through weeks of pain and struggles, I was spending a lot of time thinking about what I could have done better to not have gotten COVID, coupled with just feeling unlucky. I in the midst of my struggles, um, a day came when I realized that just regretting and being sorrowful for something that already happened has its purpose, but now it was a waste of my time at that moment. Now I only want to think about what I can do to improve my future and improve myself. That transition from just being regretful eh, of regretful and full of sorrow for the way that things happened versus doing what I can to better myself and better my condition. That transition did not come easy, nor could it be forced, because then it would be fake. I One of the changes I had during COVID is any moment that I don't have a fever, any moment that I have one less symptom, I also any moment that I don't feel the effects of COVID pneumonia, I'm truly thankful. I have become a much more thankful person for the littlest of things through my struggles with COVID. I took for granted, like taste, smell, the ability to eat fruits and really appreciate the subtleties in each individual flavor. I lost all of that. I still can't taste the subtle and nuanced flavors of different things. I could taste, not strongly, but some of my taste came back, but it's just like salt, sweet, savory, bitter, uh, you know, just just blunt tastes. But it's really hard to. I don't. I don't. I haven't had a day where I fully can taste the complexities of coffee. It's just I know I'm drinking coffee these days. Like I know I'm drinking coffee, but it the only note that I taste is just the just the lowest, like the most general coffee flavor. It doesn't matter if I drink expensive coffee made with made by hand pouring versus just instant coffee. I could just put in the powder, just mix. Like I can't tell the difference. So having the idea, and I think a lot of other people with COVID can agree with me that one day you're feeling great, and then the next, all of a sudden, boom, you have the symptoms all over again. So you're always suspicious of having good days and thinking that your symptoms are over. COVID pulls you down from your high horse very quickly. Knowing that any moment that I do have that I'm not feeling the symptoms or as severely is so temporary, it has allowed me to enjoy whatever moment of peace to a level that I really didn't experience or had put my attention on previously before COVID. When I can walk without back pain or without wheezing, I feel like the luckiest man alive. So I've become more thankful. The second thing that has changed in me after having COVID is I am much more cognizant of the fragility of life. During COVID, I actually one of those on day 14, when it was one of the worst day of my symptoms, I actually thought that I could die. I remember getting a book out and just writing all my like important information down for my parents just in case something happens to me in the middle of the night. My fever wouldn't go down even with medication. I went up all the way to 102. 102 point something, 102. And even to this moment, it is just so real to me that life is so fragile, that nothing is permanent, and that anything that I enjoy right now should be just purely just like I have learned to enjoy each moment as they pass to a much higher degree because there truly is no guarantee of tomorrow. I always, people always told me that when I was younger, but it was never like it would go in one ear and it sounds right, right? Like it sounds right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sounds right. But I never put too much thought into it. But now, having gone through something as horrendous as COVID, maybe it's for other people who are asymptomatic, it's different. But I actually had a severe case and I developed COVID pneumonia with ground glass opacity in my lungs. And with pneumonia came the recurrent fevers, flashes of heat, flashes of freezing, flashes of cold, flashes of hot, like I'm hot, I can't handle it, like joint pain, inflammation, knees, and my symptoms have not gone. My symptoms are continuing after 2 weeks. Having, as I'm going through the symptoms and having lost so much of my senses and taste, every moment that I breathe has become so much more meaningful, has become so much more important. Every second has been compared to my life previously. And the and I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys can connect with me on what I'm saying right now. And it doesn't have to be COVID. Maybe it's like something else that you really changed the way you think. The third thing that really changed me was I became more focused on what really matters in life. Before COVID, I was worried about my future, worried if I was right or wrong, worried about the past too, things that already passed like 6 years ago. What did they mean by that? Or was I nice enough or was I rude at that moment, right? Things that happened 8, 10 years ago. But when you feel when you think that you are when you are in extreme pain and you think that you could actually die from this, all those melt away and the most important things last. Like those are the only things that are left in your mind. And again, these are all words that I heard when I was younger, but it never and it sounded right, right? But that didn't mean that I placed importance to those words to my life. But through this experience, I am more focused on what really is important in life and all the side thoughts and distractions. What do people think about me? About what decision I make? All melts away. I've been told that it is through struggles that people grow the most. and this was before COVID. And again, these are one of the sayings that I would be like, yeah, it sounds right, and it does sound right. Like, yeah, I guess they grow, right, right. But having gone through COVID, I have I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have become a much more thankful person. I have become much more aware of my mortality and just how fragile human life is. I have become more focused and been able to avoid distractions uh, in life because every moment is more precious to me. Every moment that I can speak to you on this camera, today for the first time in a month, I've been able to drink Diet Coke, like Coke. And when took that first sip, and even this sip right now, although I can't taste the Coke fully, I'm just so thankful. Like a week ago, I wouldn't even have been able to drink Coke because my innards still hurt, but it wouldn't have been able. And I'm like mundane, like boring things. I have become so thankful of the lingering Coke taste in my mouth, even though it went down. I'm very thankful for that. I'm not trying to tell people be positive, be positive, be positive. I don't know if positive thinking, like if that can be forced, but there can be going through a hardship like COVID can be a learning experience. I don't know how I don't know what did you guys learn through your struggles. Please share with me on the comment section below. And for those who are suffering with COVID, more than ever do I empathize with you and sympathize with you, especially the long COVID people. I pray and I wish that science will come out with a cure for whatever ailments you have. And I I I I know firsthand how lonely it can feel when you get a disease or feel like if you feel unlucky that no one can truly understand because you are unique and your experiences are unique. Why me? Why me? I get it. And I give you my support and I believe and hope that we will come out through this smiling and stronger and better than before. Thank you and God bless, Godspeed, and I hope we all learn to love one another more and love ourselves more. Thank you.